lovelies, Barbara here with another tarot reading for the week ahead. It's Monday, the 17th of February 2025. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I was teaching Reiki this weekend. Anyway, let's get on with your reading. So today's deck is the Arcanum Tarot. Nice deck, which I'd actually forgotten I had. It sort of popped into my head this morning. I thought, what have I done with that deck? And I found it at the back of the bookcase. I literally had to blow the dust off it, which is appalling, but there we are. Really enjoyed using this deck. It's been a long time coming to use this deck. Anyway, we have this week 5 cards. Now, remember last week, it was all about, thinking about things, but don't actually jumping in, This week, it sort of follows on, which is quite interesting. So I'll just show you the back of the deck there. I don't think much of the back. It's a bit brown, but there we are. A bit shiny as well, but there we are. So let's have a look at the lead card. We have a wobble card, a 5. Now, strangely enough, the next card is also a 5, but don't panic. And I'll explain that in a moment. So here we have the 5 of Wands. Now, this is very different from, say, Rider-Waite, where you've got 5 people sort of battling with these wands. Here, we only have 2 people. And you see, they're almost doing like a tug of war along the line. So it's very much a case of this week, it's that decision making almost. It's like, I've gone through the process, like we said last week, and now it's time to take control of the situation. But there are other things around that could be hindering that process. Now, it could be one other person, it could be a load of people. And bearing in mind, wands are very much about energy and magic and all sorts of things like that, movement. This is very much related, I feel, to your job. Now, your job doesn't have to be a physical job that you go out to work with. It's whatever you consider your job is in this life. Now, it could be that it's what your job is at home, as in, looking after the family in the house and things like that. It could be a career, it could be a job, it could be all sorts of things. It could be spiritual, because a lot of us have this job, not that you might not do it for payment or anything like that, but you feel that somehow you have a depth of knowledge that you can put into your life, other people's lives, and that's what you feel your job is in this life. So it very much depends on that. And the reason I said magic particularly, magic is very much linked, it's on transformation and everything. But how bizarre is this? So this was the first card. This is a wand I bought, I don't know, 15 years ago, something like that. Because you notice it's citrine up here. Well, actually, it's supposed to be citrine. It looks more like amber, to be fair, but it is citrine. And you see how all the bits are wound round. I'll pop that down, put it over there. Look at these wands. And that's what made me say, this is transformation, this is magic. The things that you sort out, all these battles almost with one or whatever, it could be this, I don't know, it could be your company, it could be anything. It's a bit of a to and fro, you know what you want, that's the thing. Not saying you're going to bully anybody into getting it, but standing firm to create this. And other people may not be happy about that. Now, here's your other 5, following on straight away. And we've now got the 5 of Swords. I'll put it quite close up now. Lots of interesting things about this particular card and the symbolism. Remember, look at the symbolism. So he has 1 in his hand. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 elsewhere. So he has decided, right, okay, I know where I'm going. I've thought this through. There is still this almost like a victory, because you have to decide whether you're this person or the person walking away. But look, again, I'm going to do the video at the end. There is a shield here. There's a shield here. One of these shields actually has arrows in it, and arrows are often used in tarot to portray the air element. And so, instead of swords, they would have arrows here. And this guy being walking away, it's like, yeah, do you know what? I believe this is us this week, actually being victorious, but not necessarily at the expense of others, because there are two shields here. It's like, okay, do you know what? I'm walking away because in this case, you're actually right. And the reason I'm saying that is very important. Remember, back to the symbolism, but more importantly, back to the numerology. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 1 being an ace, the offer of something, the beginning of something new, new ideas, all these, new thoughts and everything. He's holding 1 sword. So this works perfectly with the Hubble Wobble card. They're wobbles because I said they can go either way. They can go forward or they can go backwards. But these two together has created that energy of an ace to enable you to actually, I can start doing something about this now. So what follows this? We have yet another wand. And in this case, it is the 9, isn't it? Yeah, it's the 9 of Wands. Now, he doesn't look so battered as he does in like a Rider-Waite. Here, remember, 9's of the harvest. It's the culmination of all his hard work, all the things he's managed to accomplish. Here, and again, I'll do it as close up as I can, the 1 wand, we had 1 sword, we had 1 tug of war. If you see, it's covered in ivy. This is the one that he has worked hard for. It's sturdy, it's solid, it's in the ground. I mean, the others are in the ground, and these are other opportunities. But look in the background, we have this wonderful sort of archway here, and he's got his back to it. He's guarding that. He's not quite ready to go through that archway, but he is prepared, and he's almost got all this backup. Now, I will say, and I often say this, these ones that are behind him, and when I say backup, this could be other people supporting you, or other options supporting you, or other avenues that you can go down with this one idea. I mean, this is really exciting week to be able to do that, because it's all about you, just like last week. So what's the next card? This gets even weirder almost. We've got another sword. It's the 7. And if you look very carefully, he's holding 1 sword in his hand, this one option, this one thing that he is so sure about that belongs to him. And quite often the 7 of Swords is a bit of a sneaky card. It doesn't always necessarily mean that. It can mean that you are taking what is rightfully yours. I don't say taking, saying stealing. I mean, it can be. I mean, depending on the reading. If you were doing a reading perhaps in a business situation or a job situation, in another manner, it could be somebody taking your ideas. Or it could be you accepting that, do you know what? Those ideas didn't work. Where are they? Over here. These ideas didn't work. These are the ones. And here we still have some backup there. So it's almost like this is a reducing week, as if you found exactly what you need to do. You've got other options. And even then, as you're working through this one thing that you know that you can do and you feel confident in doing, doesn't mean it's going to be successful, but you feel confident. And that's the important thing, of that confidence, bringing it in this week, this confidence to actually move on. And guess what? Remember with the other one, where are we? Here we go, the archway. Here you can see another archway here, and there are some, I think there's some steps in this. Yes, he's sort of making his way, that way. I'm looking at it backwards. He's making his way up these steps. He's looking behind him. Is there anything I've left behind almost? Or is there anybody watching me? Because do you know what? I don't need anybody to watch me. Not that I want you to do it secretly, but this is for you. So keep it to yourself, because do you know what? This is your baby. This is the week that you can actually start to really shine and increase that confidence. It's so, so important. It's all about taking those steps and moving through that. And in fact, if anything, he could have almost already gone through the archway, so he's making his way up the steps ready to move on. So what's your final card? Here we have, look at this, the Queen of Cups. Now, right at the beginning, I said this is very much finding something that you can excel on, that is part of your world. It's your job, that you feel this is my job in life. This is what I want to do. It's not so much what I need to do, unless you say, I need to do this to actually fulfill me inside. If you take all these steps this week, that is exactly what you get with that Queen of Cups. Now look at her. And again, in a Rider-Waite, she always looks a bit miserable. She's looking at a communion cup, which has actually got a lid on it. Here, look at her face. Just look at that face, looking down on this open cup that is glowing. And it's almost like she's prepared to drink this wonderful glowing cup that's going to just enlighten her, spiritually particularly. Because if you're in a job, whatever job it is, as they're working from home, going to work itself, it's what makes you feel good. Do you feel proud of what you do? Do you, in those some aspects, oh, I don't enjoy doing it, I don't like doing the advertising for that, I don't do this, I don't do that. But it's the final joy that fills you with that, I know why I'm here now. I've accepted who I am. Just look at her. And in fact, down here, she's holding a beautiful lily. We've got lilies down here, pure, they're white. So it's that purity of thought that finally you've got to that point, whereas in this moment in time, you know where you are. Now, of course, that might change as you work through that, because as you experience things in life, other things pop up and other things come in. You think, now I can do this. Now I'm doing this. Now I know the direction I'm going in. Okay, that path may go off in other directions, but I've got to walk along this path first to get to those other directions. This is an astounding week where you really begin to understand who you are. You have to work at it. You've got to go back to that. Where are we? Here he is. You've got to go back to that little bit of a tug of war. But nevertheless, once you step through that, so you step through those 2 5s, which become essentially an ace, you'll be holding the answer. And that's what's important. Anyway, have a very enlightening, magical week where you find out who you really are. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.